Hey, what's going on YouTube? Gonna do a weekly update. Here's the S&P. It's a monthly chart. As you can see, it's coming up to its natural point. Weekly chart, same difference. And the daily, looks like we got a couple reversal candles up here. Indecision reversals, perhaps got stopped out by resistance. So look for a previous break, previous low breakdown, maybe even a bounce off the 8 on a daily, but you never know what's going to happen. It's got to stay above 2071. But you got a couple days of indecision on the last couple days, so it doesn't look good for the next week. Dow, same thing. Looks like we had a little breakout. That was the monthly. This is the weekly. So it's broke its previous highs from the previous week. And on a daily, looks like we got a little churn, a little rounding top there. So same thing as the S&P. Let's look at the dollar. There's a weekly. Not much change for the week, except for a little up and down price range. The month, it's still even for the month. As you can see, the open and close is nearly the same. Weekly, looks like the range went a little bit wider, but not much movement on the close. And a daily, let's see how we're doing on the daily. Looks like we got some bounces off support. So again, look for previous low breaks or previous high breaks on the next week. Looks like crude took a little bullish retracement this week as it popped above and just cozied right back up on support. So look for the 8 and the 13 to keep moving up, and hopefully crude can stay above its weekly trend there, which is just above 40. Monthly, still a disaster on monthly, so it's got a lot of work to do. Look for a previous high break of 42.30, and could see 45, which is the previous lows. So it appears to be bullish as it completed a bullish retracement this week. So there you go. Look for crude to go higher. Breaking previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs. Staying above the 34. As the 8 comes across, watch for another bullish retracement. But it's being stopped out by the previous lows right now. So there you go. Let's do AUY. There's a weekly close near its highs. Still trying to bust through all the previous resistance and supports here. So it broke into previous lows. Its last, I think it'll go to 5 like I said before. So there you go. But that's a weekly. See how we did on the daily. There's that head fake. So it gapped up, went too high, head fake, bounced off the 8. And there you go, the head fake is in. Try to shake everyone loose, and there it went, popped again on Friday. 5 hour, same thing. Look for previous high breaks if you're not in. kind of hard to figure out where to catch a falling knife. But once it broke back above supports, then you can start wondering if you can buy in, breaking in the previous day's candle, as this day, as Thursday, broke above here, top of that candle. You could have bought back in and used it as support. But if you're not in, you can usually buy back in on the previous break, or just look like a bunch of lines of resistance. Like here's 1, 2, 3, and this could be construed as 4 because of the gap, or gap down on that. I'm not sure. Anyways, there's a double top here, plus lots of intermediary ups and downs. So it looks like 4. Stay above 4 if you're wanting to buy in, but buy the break if you want. On a monthly, where are we going to go? Natural point is our 34, but I think it can go to 4 to 5. So there you go. Yeah, stay above 4. A resistance at 5, and then ultimately we want to get to 6, as we have this meeting line, which is a major resistance point, which is coinciding with our 34 monthly moving average there. Here's regular silver. Looks like we had another head fake and recovery. So it bounced off resistance all the way down to the 8, buy into support, bam, just like clockwork. These things are very volatile, so sorry if it shook you out. You got to be perfect on these things all the time if you're going to play the futures. I'm going to try to break out again. But it looks good. I mean, we're bullish on this thing, especially on a weekly. David Morgan came out and said that silver crossed one of its major indicators. I don't know which indicator that was, but right now we're in a pattern, a channel. See the channel. So we need to break outside the channel. Broke previous high, so it closed above a previous high, so it's doing good. Bullish, definitely bullish. Gold, another head fake. Looks like on a weekly we've got this triangle forming. Try to break out once, came back in, bounced hard off the 8. Look for maybe some more consolidation in between the between the pattern, up and down, and pop. We're definitely bullish on this thing, so people are piling in, and that's the right shoulder that we all have been looking for. Left and the right, and we've got that line, the balance point. Here's our balance point. So stay above that ultimately, but looks good to go. It's just consolidating more. It wasn't ready. On a monthly, we're still above our 34, so it's changed. It wants to change trend. So 3 months above the 34 on a monthly change. Looks like we're changing trend just beautifully. Here's ASM. All these had head fakes, so here's our head fake. I bought in at 120, I think it was. So it busted out, came all the way back down to 114, and recovered nicely right where I bought it. So I'm still in it. Luckily, it didn't fill the whole gap, but it did another head fake on the way down. So it busted through the resistance or support, busted down, and whipped right back through. And that's just the way it goes. Volatility. Actually, on ASM on a weekly, there you go. Stay above previous high, and you're good to go. Monthly, as I explained earlier, we've got a multi-year double bottom coming off that bottom now. Breaking in the previous lows right here. We got previous lows at 145, 50, and ultimately I want to get to 160 before I share my profits, which sits high in these lows. Sort of a balance point there. So that's where I want to be, and that's where I'm going to stay. Nugget, another head fake, but recovery in the same sense. There, you got a piercing pattern right off the bounce. So sorry if it got knocked out, but it recovered nicely. The beauty of it, I guess. Very bullish and very volatile. But weekly looks good. We closed above the previous high. So it's getting knocked back from the previous lows. So that's what happens. Previous lows again up here at 100. So I think a goal would be nice at 100 as soon as it breaks these previous lows here. GPL. Here's a daily. Not much of a head fake on this one, but it certainly closed on its highs. So good job. Daily. See that nice move from its break. Very nice. Not sure what to expect next week. I mean, it's gone parabolic, seriously. So watch out for any kind of movement down. Take profits. Very bullish. That's a nice monthly chart there. So what do we got? Where are we going? It's caught up right here in these previous lows. We got previous highs at 140. I'd say a goal, nice goal would be at 140. No reason to sell yet, I guess, except if you wanted to take profits. No shame in doing that. 150 is previous. So you got some resistance at 140 and 150. You can take 80 and 20 and 30s. That's 50 points. So I mean, you got your 50. You got your measured move already. So you're taking 31 from 80. That's 50. So 80 to adding 50, that's 120. So you got your measured move from its low. So don't hesitate to sell if you see any downward push. But it did close on its high. That is awesome. Close on its high. Stay above the previous highs. If you start falling back in previous You can sell, take profits, buy back in on the support lines. There you go. That's a double top that it broke, so it's pretty healthy. Pretty healthy break there. Closing on its highs and breaking previous highs. So bouncing nicely off that 8 again. And it missed its mark on the daily, but there you go. MUX. Looks like you might have a little bit of indecision up there after the break. See what happened on the daily. Looks like you got a bounce. That's the head fake. Filled the gap, bounced hard off the 13, which is 50% of that candle. Staying above previous highs would be crucial next week. Watch out for resistance on the other side of the gap. Looks good. It's all bullish. There you go. Weekly trend has changed on MUX. Quite definitely. And like I mentioned before, that's you can see the pattern forming. So maybe 3 o'clock high, watch for a retracement. Actually, watch for a retracement when the 8 crosses over the 34. So it looks like 3 o'clock high might be a good place to hang on to. Nonetheless, take profits. Let the free shares ride. That's what I do. PSLV, that's a nice piercing pattern. Bullish engulfing. Nice double bottom on PSLV. Don't hesitate to buy this on the break. Previous high breaks are it's 630, and then amid another high at 640. So silver's going to be bullish. It's taken forever, but it's bullish. There, previous high break on a monthly is 630, 625, or anywhere around there. Looks good. Higher lows all the way up. Looks awesome. See the head fake? Yep, there's the head fake. Took a dump and then recovered like almost instantly. You can see the bullish retracement right there, and then it continued. Wow, I bet you it shook out a lot of people on that. But you gotta keep strong on the weeklies. Gotta refer to the weeklies because the weekly is where the trend is. You can try to guess all day on the dailies. GDX. Let's take a look at that head fake. Yep. Filled the gap. It's ready to move up. Another piercing pattern. Bullish engulfing. Boom. Bounce right off that 8. Very nice. And it used the other side of the gap as support. But the other thing is it busted through resistance, which is the gap on the upside. So look for a previous high break if you're not in it, which is the previous candle here, the red candle, previous high. Stay above that previous high, which would be breaking into previous lows here. And then see what happens. I mean, you got a bullish candle, still bullish. So what a turn of events. Head fake into a bullish pattern. Weekly. So we stayed high enough, so we don't have a falling star, which was very capable at the close on its lows. So there you go. GDX is still in the game. And finally, let's look at this USLV. Definitely bullish. I had a question about going down to 1250. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think it was just a short-term head fake. I mean, it even tried to break out today. So there you go, head faked. You got a triple bottom and tried to break. So you got lots of support at 1442. Stay above 1442, you're good to go. Ultimately, we want to get above 15 in this previous high break here, which is 1462. So you can buy in 1-2 places. You can stay. Actually, I wouldn't do anything because it's the top of the channel. I would wait for a break, unless you got some guts. Stay above the triple bottom, but ultimately buy the break, which is 1465, or you can wait for the final break of 15. Stay above 15. Lots of ways you can look at it. Just depends on what position you got. But it doesn't look like it's going to waste its time on. See, you got all these points of support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 lines of support at about 140. So stay above there if you're going to jump in, but ultimately buy the break, as this thing is going to move, I believe. And ultimately it already did break out. So there you go. It's already broken out on a weekly. Just slow moving. Lots of head fakes. I think a lot of people are buying the bid, trying to drag it down as far as they can before it slingshots back up. But this is going to be big. Look for previous highs at 1650. Maybe takes some chips off the table. You got previous lows and previous highs at 1650. Let's look at a monthly. Not much to look at on a monthly. But you got the 13 at 16. No, 1650. So there you go. 1650 is resistance once it breaks high. So keep that in mind when you got to take profits off the table. But right now it's in a breakout mode on a weekly. It's above. So there you go. It broke out. You know, little line in here. There, that's a weekly breakout. So good job if you're still in it. Hopefully you're not waiting for it to come all the way down to 1250, which is down here. I don't think it's going to come that low. You got support at 13. You got a double top here at 1350 and 14. Plus you got to close above the break. So there you go. Sorry for the head fakes. Hope everyone's still alive. And that's your weekly update. And thanks for all the donations. You guys are awesome. I mean, that's a great compliment. Can't thank you enough. And please share, like, and comment. Get yourself a Bitgold account. Looks like China's going to reevaluate their the silver and gold, or the gold fix. They're going to take over. So not sure what's going to happen, but the rumor is that they're going to ask the Fed to redeem their treasury bonds, which is our debt, and we're going to have to pay a market price for them. So Look forward to hyperinflation. That's a good 1.2 trillion from China. But if China does it, everyone else is going to do it too. And there's somewhere in the um, somewhere in the amount of 16 trillion in treasury bonds around the world. So just imagine our national debt and just double it right away. Um, it doesn't look good for the dollar, guys. It's going to die out here soon. So on the other end, make sure that the bankers don't let you think that the war is all that we need to solve these problems. Um, these bankers need to go away. That's final. There's no other way to look at it. These people are enslaving the whole world. So let's be smart. Let's not go to war. Let's buy some gold and silver and knock out the bankers where it hurts. See ya.